A lot of the time we focus on stretching our hip flexors because they feel tight. But in many cases, tightness can actually be a sign of weakness, or they can go hand in hand. In this video, I'll show you 2 simple yoga poses to gently strengthen your hip flexors so that they feel more supported and stable and less tense. We'll start with boat pose, Navasana. So sit on your mat, come on down to your mat with your feet out in front of you, knees bent, feet together, and arms out in front of you, palms open. Now, boat pose is often known, primarily known, as a core strengthener, but it is also excellent for strengthening the hip flexors. So take a breath in here as you sit up tall, and then as you exhale, start to lean back. And you can pause in a comfortable diagonal here, somewhat comfortable. And make sure we're gently drawing the belly in, down towards the spine with every exhale. And then if you're feeling good, lift your shins up about parallel with the mat. Now I like to keep my legs, my knees bent, because I find that when I straighten my legs, it pulls on my pelvis and is uncomfortable for my low back. But you can straighten your legs if you prefer. See what feels good. Keep lifting up through the heart and breathe. And this is all you have to do. You might notice it in your core, you might notice it in your hip flexors. Again, if you're feeling it in your back, you can back up a step or do a little in between. Sometimes it can be nice to keep the hands behind the thighs for some support as you build up strength. We can just hold for about 3 to 5 rounds of breath here. You can also play with different degrees of lengthening out and lifting. I do like to do this sometimes for a variation. Inhale to lengthen out, exhale to draw in. And as you hold, if you are feeling it in a lot of other places other than your hip flexors, I always say, send your brain waves to the muscle that you would like to fire and engage. So send your brain waves down to the hip flexors, really focus in on them, hold and breathe, your boat pose. So that's pose number 1. Number 2 is a standing pose. You'll also get a little balance work with this. So meet me standing, maybe with some support of some kind like a chair, or if you have a nearby wall, that is excellent too. Once you're standing, bring your hands together in front of your heart, or of course you can touch a wall or a chair. Let's make this more about the hip flexors and less about balance today. That's our intention. Okay, stand up tall and then shift all your weight to the right foot. We're going into one-legged Tadasana here, one-legged mountain. So lift your left knee up off the floor. Lift the knee a little higher than you usually do, and then let's just tap that toe right back down on the floor. Now let's do that again several times, moving slowly. And just like I talked about a moment ago in boat pose, we're going to focus in on the hip flexor muscle, because other muscles might want to take over. The front of the thigh might engage, and that's not a bad thing, right? It's not a bad thing, but our intention today is to turn on those hip flexors and engage them and strengthen them a bit. Woo! Once you're feeling it, let's go ahead and hold that knee up and breathe. We're standing up really tall, so don't let your spine flop around or your pelvis flop around. Everything is strong. And then start to kick your left leg out in front of you. Woo! Flex the foot, pressing through the heel, and breathe. And then maybe lift it up a little higher. Take one more breath in, and then put the foot down. Goodness, for a little counter movement here, let's swing this leg, the leg that we were just working on, forward and back. And let the hip flexors, I keep saying hip flexor, but it's actually several muscles that work together to make the hip flexors. Release it, release them, put that foot down, take a breath or 2, and let's do the other side. Now, something you might have noticed with mine is that I wasn't kicking my leg up way up here. When I try to do that, I start to lean back and I'm compensating here and losing the structure of the pose, right? So I kept my leg pretty low. So see what feels best to you, keeping the integrity of the pose. So hands to your heart or on your support, shoulders down, Breathing low, checking in, not rushing through anything. And then this time we'll shift our weight over to the left foot, or whichever one you didn't do. And we'll lift that right knee up to one-legged mountain. Go a little higher than you usually do. And then slowly tap that toe back down. Lift slowly and tap back down. The whole time we're really pressing up out of the floor with the left leg. It's like you're lifting up out of that left hip. Once you feel that muscle start to say hello, let's keep the knee up and hold. And then kick your leg directly out in front of you and breathe. On your next exhale, slowly lower the leg. And let's do that counter movement with the leg swings. Just let it fully release. Let your hip flexors fully let go here. Okay. Check in with how you're feeling, how your body feels. Maybe give those muscles a little massage or a little pat if they need some extra love. And if your hip flexors still feel tight after that, now is the perfect time to revisit how you're stretching them. So I have a video for you. It's all about the low lunge right here. I'll put it up on the screen. And this is my favorite hip flexor stretch, but I see people do it not in the most efficient, beneficial way in my classes sometimes. So I guide you through the way to get the best stretch out of this pose. So check that out. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful day.